Does it make sense to start with HVAC, right? Even if it is the biggest savings bucket, does it make sense to start a little slower or smaller, or take smaller steps with other upgrades before going for a major HVAC upgrade? Or is this one of those situations where you recommend facility managers just rip the Band-Aid off, make the biggest upgrade possible early, to realize those savings immediately? I guess, what do you weigh more, the kind of operational weight of a huge upgrade, or the potential savings of just going ahead and ripping that Band-Aid off?
Yeah, so to be honest, there's not a definitive
Of course,
carte
yeah.
blanche answer to that. And what I mean by that is simply, candidly, that's one of the primary reasons I returned to FSG, is just because of our overall approach to everything. And to pull the thread on that a little bit more, what I mean by that is working in lockstep with our clients to understand their overarching goals, and those goals can be driven by ESG initiatives, budget constraints, capital expenditure requests, so on and so forth, or even occupancy or tenant comfort. And so it's really a multi-pronged process to get to that point to where we can safely make a recommendation of what that prioritization should look like. And it's going to be different for every client. So in that, we typically take a very structured approach to first really engage with the client, understand what those various initiatives and motivators are. Following that, what we oftentimes like to do is start going through and identifying the site list, really taking into account various rebate and incentive applications, because depending on where the location's at, there may be significant incentives by the utility companies for HVAC or lighting or both. And then looking at also kWh usage, gas usage, and then if there's demand charges and penalties. And it's really not until we take in all that information, and what we're typically creating out of that is a short list or a prioritization. So the goal is to make life easier. There's already enough on the plates of these facility managers and owners. Now we're trying to take this on for them. We create this short list, this prioritization, and then we actually dispatch, walk the site, fully understand the site. And it's from that we actually end up creating more or less a color-coded smorgasbord, or a menu board, if you will, that allows them to very quickly ascertain, specific to that site, well aligned to their motivations, what is going to make the most sense. And at that point, it's looking at the systems itself, gas, water, electric, and building envelope, but then drilling down into the details and actually looking at the specific technologies or the specific solutions that we would recommend, with fully attributed ROI, carbon offsets, ongoing maintenance reduction, and so forth. And so it paints a very clear picture. And candidly, the summation to all that is really my goal when engaging with any client is I'm looking to arm them with as much information as they possibly need to make a very, very astute decision on what's the best use of their capital at the end of the day.